Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sandra and this is my story. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the thumbs up button if you like this video and turn on the notification bell to see my videos every Tuesday. In today's video, I'm gonna talk about something pretty serious. As probably you found out from the title, I'm gonna talk about burnout. And I actually thought about this for a few weeks because I went through something like this, and I thought if it's a good idea to talk about it in front of you guys. But then I was thinking, what if I tell you my story? And I apologize if I have like big breaks, because I'm still trying to like build my speech and make sure that this will be like an awareness video to raise awareness about this thing, because burnout is not something that you should joke about. Is not something that is not a trend, and probably something that people are not conscious about, or they are not conscious enough about this. So I thought probably it's a better idea to come in front of you guys to tell you my story, and then ask people who went through the same, like they had the same experience, to ask some people to tell us and to tell you and me as well how they felt about it and how they managed to recover. So at the end of this video you're gonna find some messages from people who went through a similar situation, and now they are fully recovered and they kind of changed their lifestyle. I have some notes on my phone, obviously, because I would like this video to be kind of sweet and short, but I have a lot of things to say, and probably this video will be longer than I'm expecting. But I want to start with the causes. Obviously, you can search on the internet what burnout is. You will find a lot of videos on YouTube. You will find a lot of therapists. In 2020 and 2021, with the whole pandemic over the world, a lot of companies started to invest money and bring like therapists and different speakers to talk about mental health, how important is this for us, and why people started to work more than before. So let me start with the causes. I have a very long list, and I will tell you my exact experience. I started this job 6 months ago. It was a job in my favorite industry. You know how passionate I am about beauty. I was working on some very interesting projects, and I thought this is my place. This is a very good job, and the most important thing was that I was really excited about this. But I joined this team in October. Full pandemic. People were working from home. I joined this team in October, like full pandemic, and after I think 2 or 3 weeks after I joined, the second wave, the second lockdown started in London, so it was obviously no chance to go to the office and meet those people. We had around 6 or 7 hours a day with calls, with meetings, and you didn't have time to do the actual work, which is something that at the beginning I was like, you know what, I'm just like new to the team, I need to adapt, to know the client, to know the team, to organize myself, because I'm a very organized person, I'm a very process-oriented person, so I needed to basically build that process. And I said, look, maybe this is like, it's a busy period now and then I will be fine. But I wasn't, because these like 6-7 calls a day were like every day, yeah, and sometimes some of the calls were like literally useless. We were wasting our time because we had so many calls per day. Obviously you didn't have time to do the actual work, as I mentioned before, so we started to, or I started, because I'm gonna talk about me now, I started to work extra hours. I had days when I finished work at 9 p.m. I had days with calls after 6 p.m. I had days when I had to prepare something like a presentation or something like that, and I had to work in the weekends because the deadlines were ridiculous. And this is another cause. So I'm gonna put here on the screen the causes. The first cause is a lot of calls per day, then extra working hours, and another cause was represented by tight deadlines. Sometimes I had to prepare a presentation with 30-40 slides from scratch in only 24 hours, without having time to do the research, without having time to think about a strategic approach, with no time to think about new idea or how to improve that project and how to develop that project moving forward. So everything was on fast forward, everything was mental, everything was like this. Yeah, we need this now, we need this tomorrow, come on guys, we need to deliver this whatever in 2 days, and this thing was supposed to be ready yesterday, and so on and so forth. So tight, very, very tight deadlines. When you have tight deadlines, you need to have a full accountable team and fully organized. That was not the case. I'm saying that when you work in this kind of environment, you don't have the chance to be organized. And this is something, yeah, obviously some people are more organized, some people are more creative, but knowing me and my ways of working, I didn't have time to be organized. I didn't have time to put together some ideas because everything was so crazy. Obviously the whole thing, I'm not gonna say the process because it wasn't the process, was out of control. And probably because of my excitement to do more and more and more and see some tasks finished and see some results and see like what's the next step for that specific project, probably based on my excitement and my like desire to achieve more, I started to develop this it's not a, I don't even know if it's a condition. I think this is the right word. I started to develop this condition. Very demanding clients. I was receiving emails and like texts on Slack at ridiculous hours. I was receiving texts on WhatsApp at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. When the client was asking me for some stuff. Obviously, I told them many times that we are on different time zones and we should like respect this, but they didn't care. They just didn't care. And then so these were like the main causes, and obviously the most important was the lack of process. We didn't have a process in place. We didn't have a I don't know, like a playbook, like some guidelines. This is how we work. This is how you work. Let's find, let's say, the common way of working to make sure that the projects will be successful, because this was the top objective. And without a process, people started to feel lost. I'm talking about the agency and the client. So on both sides, people were confused. They didn't understand where that task is coming from, why we need to finish this by tomorrow, and different conversations like this. And these were the causes. I'm not gonna go into more detail because there's no point, but these were the causes that I identified. I'm gonna tell you how I identified the causes, after how much time, and how I kind of how I'm trying to recover, because I'm still under this condition, let's say. And then after, well, these were the causes, they were happening at the same time. And then I started to identify the symptoms. I have them here, and I apologize guys, but it's not easy for me to talk about this, because probably you think that this is stupid and a job is not that important, but it was important to me, and it was important especially because I felt exhausted, I felt lost, and it was, I think it's really hard to figure this out and to like identify the problem and come back with a solution. I apologize for this guys, I'm still like very emotional. Coming back to the symptoms, I started to have daily headaches, but like very strong headaches with, I felt a lot of pressure in my head, in my ears. I wasn't in a good mood. These headaches were just between like Monday and Friday. In the weekends I was fine. In the weekends when I didn't work, I was fine. I went to the doctor. They said that it's vertigo. They gave me a treatment, but they said that okay, basically vertigo can be like caused by your ear, by your internal ear, but also like stress. I was dizzy. I had some like situations when I was really dizzy, especially at the end of the day when I was like finishing work. I was really dizzy. I was angry, I was frustrated, I was moody. People around me felt that. I wasn't full of energy anymore, and I'm a very positive person. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I stopped doing stories, like stories with me talking, because I didn't have energy for that. I felt so exhausted. I was dreaming about work. I was waking up in the middle of the night thinking about how I missed a deadline, trying to remember if I sent that specific document to that specific person, if I briefed correctly the team, and things like that, like very stressful. I thought my sleep is relaxing, but my brain was like working and thinking about different scenarios. And every Sunday evening, I obviously in the weekends I try to like relax, and every Sunday evening I was so disappointed that oh my god, tomorrow is Monday and I'm gonna start that chaos again and again and again and again. I needed a lot of sleep. That's why in the weekends I was literally cleaning the house, sleeping, watching some Netflix and relaxing basically, because I felt really tired. I didn't have time to go for a walk so between Monday and Friday. I didn't have time. I skipped a lot of lunch breaks. I didn't have time to have a proper meal, so I started to eat like randomly at like very random hours. I didn't have the chance to do some workouts or something like that because I was very tired. And at some point, you know, I'm very passionate about creating content for YouTube and Instagram, but at some point I said, look, I cannot do this anymore. I had a lot of ideas, but I didn't have energy to do this. So basically I kind of started to remove some of my pleasures, like small pleasures and passions, to keep my energy for work. When you are exhausted, you cannot focus. You cannot be 100% productive. And talking about productivity, I know I published a video, I think 3 months ago, about how to be productive when you work from home, and I was giving you some like very good advice. In this case, all that advice couldn't be applied, and I'm gonna leave a link somewhere here, because I was talking about late calls and like very ridiculous deadlines, and I was telling you guys that you should push back, you should always push back. Unfortunately, even if I wanted to push back, the business model was built in a different way. You couldn't push back because you were like risking to lose the client, to lose that contract. And I was like, okay, we'll get there. Let's wait for a couple of weeks to see what's happening, basically. Hopefully it will be better. Obviously it was not better at all. And when I realized that I'm in a very, very bad condition, I took a pen and a piece of paper, and I've written down everything that I felt from the beginning, you know? And writing down everything, my mind started to be conscious about this. And my body, it was, guys, honestly, I'm gonna change the topic a little bit. So I had moments when, obviously, after a very crazy day at work, I started to cry. I was crying. I felt like I was evacuating all that like negative energy and like stress and everything, and then on the next day I was fine. Especially that when you work in this kind of industry, we are talking about like media advertising, and you have like client-facing responsibilities, you need to look you need to look like you love your job and you care about your client and you care about your team and you do great things. And every time I was sad, I was frustrated, I was tired, I had to go in front of a camera, in front of my laptop. Hey guys, how are you today? In today's call we're gonna present this and that. I hope everyone is well. It was exhausting. Trust me, guys, it was exhausting to be fake, because this is what it was. Fake. Like fake Sandra, who needs to smile and look happy. But I wasn't happy. So after I put on the paper everything that I mentioned in this video, I realized that this is pretty bad and I cannot continue like this. Now, we are kind of moving into solutions. So I think the hardest thing is for you to be conscious about your condition and for you to like embrace the situation and try to find that solution, because if you will keep waiting for the situation to get better, you might be disappointed. So I said, look, this is how I feel. What are the solutions? And these are like generic solutions, but obviously you need to find the right solution for yourself. You can take a break, you can have some days off. You can go, I don't know, for like 2-3 weeks and go to a very nice place. But now it's kind of complicated because of the pandemic and lockdown and everything. You can go to speak to a therapist, or you can quit your job. These are the main solutions. Well, to be really honest with you guys, I thought about it. I thought about like all the options, and I was thinking, if I'm gonna take a few days off or a week or 2 weeks or whatever, when I'm coming back in the same environment, in the same situation. I'm gonna be in the same situation. I'm gonna start again. If I'm going to talk with the therapist, yes, that therapist might help me, but I need to deal with this. I need to work in the same place. Even if the process will be a bit changed, this takes time. So I went with the last option, to quit my job. Because at the moment I felt like my mental health and my soul and my body and my relationships with my boyfriend, family, friends are more important than a job. It was a very, very, very hard decision to make. It's not easy, but I'm gonna be judged by some people saying that, oh yeah, you are a bit stressed and you quit your job. But long term, I knew that this is going to affect me very, very badly. And this is not something that I want at 30 years old to be messed up here because of a bad situation at work. I'm not gonna show you numbers. If you want to learn more about burnout, causes, symptoms, and solutions, and how to prevent, because I think this is the most important thing. You should prevent the burnout, not to go through it and then find solutions. Is harder, obviously, than prevent. I'm not gonna show you numbers and things like that, but it's something that I actually read about the other day. But in 2020, burnout signs have risen by 33%. 33%. It's a lot. And I know a lot of people, when they started to work from home, they started to skip lunches. They were thinking, oh, I'm not gonna commute for an hour or so I'm gonna work more. And companies, to make sure that they keep their businesses and their clients and so on, they asked for more. The clients started to be very demanding, and it's like a chain, you know, and at the end of at the bottom of the chain, it's us, like regular people who are working. Even if you work in an agency, even if you work for the government, or you work for a big company, or I don't know, I'm pretty sure a lot of you experienced this in 2020 and 2021. I'm pretty sure that at the beginning of the pandemic, you thought that you're gonna have more time to do, time for yourself, to do different activities, to go for a walk, to spend more time with your family and so on. If I'm thinking about 2020 was fine until October basically. But when I think about the last months, like 6 months, everything was a chaos. Was a chaos, like a big chaos in my life. And everything was about work. I was talking about work, everything was related to work. As I said, I was moody, I was angry, I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't have energy to be happy. I wasn't in the mood to be positive and oh my god, the life is beautiful. So yeah, this is how I ended up here in front of you guys. 3 weeks after I quit my job, and 3 weeks after I decided to take a break and focus on what makes me happy, instead of what makes other people happy. And I encourage you guys to talk to someone, to talk to a specialist, to talk to your manager. Obviously, this is very important. And if your job doesn't make you feel happy, you should quit your job. Just like that. And you should make sure that your job makes you happy and you have time for yourself. And you sleep well, you do your workouts, you have a healthy lifestyle. Well, not like fully healthy lifestyle, but kind of. And it's the most important thing is to identify the problem. If you feel that you resonate with anything that it's in my video, you should start thinking about this. You should put on paper what are your feelings about your job, about your life, what are your priorities, and so on. And now I'm gonna leave you to watch some videos from people who were fighting with pretty bad burnouts. I want to thank them because they contributed to my video, and my message will be really clear. This is a video about my experience, and this is a video to help you guys to avoid this kind of situations. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and let me know in the comments down below if you think this video was useful. Take care, spread the beauty, and watch the next videos. Bye!
I could tell I was going through a burnout when I couldn't have proper interactions with the people around me, And I'm not talking about my colleagues, I'm talking about my friends, my family. I would channel all my anger and my frustration towards them because I didn't want to fuck up my job. And what happened was I didn't really have a personal life anymore. And it all started with fairly small asks. So my manager would come to me and say, can you do some overtime? This is a fire drill. And they did that today and the day after and the next day. And I thought, yeah, they made it sound like there's no big deal. And I was thinking, that happened right from the start. So I was thinking, maybe I'm just a bad employee. Maybe I can't perform. And maybe no one would ever hire me for this job, and I got this job through sheer luck. So I might as well get on with it. I would often come at home after a long day at work at maybe 10 p.m. and I would lack the energy to even watch a movie. I would just lay down and zone out, and that was the only thing I wanted to do.
And how did you finally get over it? Did you make any changes?
It was really difficult to get over it because the only tool, or one of the very few tools these people have, is to tie your self-esteem to your work performance. So then you just want to prove that they're like almost like surrogate parents. So you want to prove you can do it. You want them to be proud of you, and you keep pushing through and through. But it didn't take a long time for me to realize I wasn't, I didn't have time to go on a lunch break. I wasn't getting enough water during the day. I was even postponing going to the bathroom. So it was really bad. And it was one of the very few times when being impulsive served me well. Because I rage quit, and I think it was then or never. Basically, I just said I can't take this anymore, and without any prior plans, I handed in my resignation letter. And this was pre-pandemic. I feel like right now people don't have as many options. There's not a booming job market right there. So the best thing you can do is listen to your body, watch out for these signals, and try to find something else before you hit that wall. But the problem goes deeper than that. I think a lot of people are afraid to go to their GP and just ask to be referred to a psychiatrist and get some paid leave for that. And if they do, they carry that stigma around for all their working life. So that's one way this could be solved, definitely.
Hi guys, I'm Sandra and I have decided to tell you my story, how lockdown affected me. First of all, Sandra, thank you for accepting my short video in your video. As you probably remember, lockdown started in March, and in April I found out I was pregnant. So basically I had to work during the summer, being pregnant and wearing a mask. That was a nightmare because this affected my health. Wearing a mask caused me low, but very low blood pressure, and nose bleeding and dizziness and nausea and vomiting. And I have discussed this with my manager, and his answer was, Sandra, we would like to help you, but unfortunately the law doesn't accept this, so you have to abide the law. And because I couldn't wear a mask and work, I had to quit my job, and obviously I lost some money. Thank you.